span of 10 years, a Dane County program served the mental health of more than 1,900 students. Thanks for joining us at 10. I'm Mark McPherson.
And I'm Maria Lizignoli. Now, as students head back to school, Dane County officials want to remind families of some of the resources at hand. NBC 15's Cameron Kelly joining us now in the studio. Cameron, you got a chance to speak with some of the leaders of a mental health program, and they've been involved since the beginning.
Mark, Maria, I sat down with Dane County Executive Joe Parisi and Program Director Trish Grant about the mental health program, Building Bridges, providing care not only to students, but also their families.
We started with 6 staff in 3 districts. We've grown to 30 staff in 10 districts.
Averaging 350 students per school year in Dane County. Building Bridges is a 90-day mental health stabilization program for students and their families. Program Director Trish Grant says initially the team creates relationships with the students' parents.
You really have to have that established before you can maybe start talking about their child's mental health, why their child isn't going to school, things that are more difficult to talk about, but really important.
Another staff member connects with a student to see how they're doing mentally.
One team member focuses their work on the family of the referred students, so doing a lot of resource connection, case management, parenting support, parenting information.
Building Bridges helps families combat housing issues, understand insurance policies, and find mental health providers.
And this is a partnership between the county and Catholic Charities, who provides the team members, and the school districts. It's a 50-50 cost share between the school districts and the county.
Dane County Executive Joe Parisi mentions he's grateful the program started prior to the pandemic.
In addition to all the challenges young people face, during regular times, the pandemic really, made it rough for a lot of young people through social isolation and then now coming back into school.
He stresses the importance of guiding the minds of the youth with care.
Especially us as adults, to remember that, our young people need us, and they need us to be role models. They need us to listen. They're watching us. It's kind of a crazy world out there right now.
And if you are interested in learning how your family can get involved, visit our website at NBC15.com. Live in the studio, Cameron Kelly, NBC 15 News.